Hi, so today I'm going to be making a cottage pie, one large enough for the whole family. I'm going to list all the ingredients in the description below and all the weights and all the measurements and stuff like that so you can follow it exactly. I'm going to start by frying 1 kilogram of minced beef. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing frying the mince in batches, just 500 grams at a time. So not to overcrowd the pan. Now to break it all up, don't want no big lumps. To the first batch of mince, you want to add some salt, good pinch, some ground black pepper. I use fine ground black pepper. I don't like big chunks of pepper. So you want to cook all the water off. As you can see, the water's bubbling there out of the mince. Cook all that off, and then we'll put the next 500 grams of minced beef in. Okay, so the water is almost evaporated off. You want to add one tablespoon of cornstarch to this. Still a little bit of water left, but that will evaporate. Get that cornstarch mixed in. Okay, I'm going to do this with the other 500 grams and then I'll bring you back once it's all in the colander. So yeah, after just putting the colander to get some of the grease off. Okay, first batch is now finished. It's browned enough for me. I'm going to put it into a colander to drain the excess oil off. Right, so next 500 grams in. Just repeat, do exactly the same. Okay, so now that that's all of the beef browned, just put it into the colander to drain all that grease off. Nobody wants a greasy cottage pie. Okay, so while the beef is draining, I'm going to add our onions. Our carrots and celery. And I'm going to fry that for around 12 minutes until the onions become translucent. Keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing sticks or burns. If you need to add a little bit more oil, add a little bit more oil. Okay, so that's finished sauteing now. I'm going to add this to a large pan. And add the beef to the large pan too. Set that aside. Now in the frying pan, you want to add 200 mils of red wine, just to cook the alcohol off. It takes around 2 minutes. Once it's boiling, once it's bubbling, it takes around 2 minutes for the alcohol to fully burn off, and then we can add that to the mince and the vegetables. But to this wine, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, we're going to add the seasoning and the herbs. 2 bay leaves, 4 crushed cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, 1 tablespoon of rosemary, 1 tablespoon of thyme. Incorporate all that in there. Okay, the 2 minutes are up now, and I can no longer smell alcohol, so I'm going to tip that into the beef and vegetable mixture. Set that aside, and then I'm just going to get the beef stock and just use the beef stock to clean the frying pan. Like so, collecting out any little bits you can find that are stuck down. Okay. That can now get poured in the mixture. That's clean enough for me. Now add the rest of the stock. I want to bring that to a boil. I'll bring you back once it's boiling. Okay, so the mix has now thickened, and I'm going to remove these bay leaves. And then add this mixture to a large oven-proof dish. Okay, so transfer the beef and the vegetables to a casserole, to an oven-proof dish, just like so. Strip all that out and just move it around. Flatten it out like so. Now we need to boil the potatoes for the mashed potatoes for the topping, but this goes now into the fridge for 1 hour to set. Okay, so this is 1200 grams of potatoes. I leave the skin on. I don't see the point in peeling them. There's lots of nutrients in there. I've washed the skin and I don't think it makes any difference. Once they're mashed up, you barely notice the potato skins are there. So I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then once it starts to boil, we turn the heat down low, and then we cover it with a lid, and then we boil it for half an hour. Okay, so the water has just started to bubble, as you can see. Now I need to turn this right down to the lowest setting, and then set a timer for 30 minutes, and then the potatoes will be done. Okay, so the potatoes now are soft, easily pushed straight through. I'm going to mash these together with the milk and the butter. I'll bring you back once I've drained them. So you just want to let your potatoes rest for a minute or two, just so some of that water can evaporate off. Right, okay, so to the milk you want to be adding 350 ml of milk and 125 grams of butter. Add a good pinch of salt, 2 good pinches of salt, and then just cover the top with pepper, as much pepper as you like. I like quite a lot of pepper in my mashed potatoes. Now some people may say, well, it's a bit grim leaving the potato skins on, but I've done this for years. Life's too short to be peeling potatoes. Plus, it doesn't make any difference. So I'm going to get all these mashed together. It will thicken. It might look like it's a bit sloppy, but once it's all mashed down, it'll all come together. Okay, so that's the mashed potatoes now mashed and smooth. I'm now going to spoon this over the shepherd's pie mixture. Apologies, that would be cottage pie mixture, so shepherd's pies with lamb. Okay, so I'm going to start by getting a ladle, a big spoon, and just placing it gently over the cottage pie. Okay, now that one side is fully covered, grab a fork and just pull it down, trying to create some high ridges that can get nice and crusty once it's been in the oven. Okay, so this goes now into the oven for 40 minutes, and that is, so that's 180 degrees C or 356 degrees Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. That's for 40 minutes. Okay, this goes into the oven now. I'll bring you back in 40 minutes when it's done. Okay, so this has now come out of the oven. I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to put some tin foil over the top and let it rest for 20 minutes. Otherwise, try scooping anything out now, it just all falls to bits. You want to try and let it cool down, let everything's kind of solidify, not too cold, not too hot. And I'm going to have this with some Yorkshire puddings. Okay, so it's been around about 35 minutes that I've allowed it to cool down, so it's now time to serve this up. So I've got 3 miniature Yorkshire puddings here. Let's use a little bit of the gravy from the bottom. Just to pour over the top. Okay, so I'll bring that in closer. It looks and smells absolutely delicious. So let's have a quick taste of this here now. It's got a nice hard crust on it here. I can hear that. And that is delicious. Proper home comfort food. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you try it. If you do try it, leave a comment and please think about subscribing. It really helps me out. Thank you very much.